Hey, it's Dave Chapin. Welcome to the Wolf Sports YouTube channel. The New York Giants fired head coach Brian Daboll after 3+ seasons, but general manager Joe Schoen is staying, and many Giants fans are outraged. Let's dive into why. The Giants went 20-40-1 under the combination of Daboll and Schoen, with the proud franchise yet again not getting on track under a regime. In fact, things have just gotten worse. After going 9-7-1 in year one behind an efficient and healthy Daniel Jones and superstar runner Saquon Barkley, it's all been downhill. 6-11 in 2023, 3-14 last season, and now another losing record already in 2025. Of course, that first year was mostly driven by talent brought in by the previous front office, from Jones and Barkley to star left tackle Andrew Thomas, and the defensive pieces like stud defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, still in New York, Xavier McKinney, who became an all-pro safety with the Packers, defensive lineman Leonard Williams, now starring with the Seahawks, and safety Julian Love, also a key part of Mike Macdonald's defense in Seattle. You hear about all this talent New York has accumulated under Schoen, but since the 9-7-1 first year, the Giants are 11-33. 11-33. Sure, they had on obvious picks like star receiver Malik Nabers, plus stealing running backs Tyrone Tracy Jr. and Cam Scatterboo much later than they should have gone in each of the past two drafts, which might have prevented Schoen from being fired already after the Saquon fiasco. Plus, there's hope in rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart, who we'll get to in a minute. But overall, we've seen over the past 4 years a total deterioration of a roster that went to the playoffs in 2022. Not only from the outside looking in, as we got an inside look at the Giants front office operation during offseason Hard Knocks in 2024, it appears there was no sense of direction in building an identity to consistently win games. You can say what you want about the running back position, but Saquon Barkley is more than a running back. He was a team leader that keeps a locker room tight, with a major impact both on and off the field. That offseason Hard Knocks gave an inside look at how the negotiation between Schoen and Barkley's representatives went, and it wasn't good. You could hear how frustrated Barkley was getting with Schoen, feeling like the team didn't value him as not only a player but a person. This interaction between team owner John Mara and Schoen, as captured during offseason Hard Knocks, was very telling.
And the running back, I think.
What's the latest? Just on the Saquon thing.
I just got a text that Chicago's driving the price up and Philly's out. I don't know if that's true or not. Which I don't know. I'll make a couple of calls. I don't even know if that's gonna happen, but
I'm gonna have a tough time sleeping if Saquon goes to Philadelphia. I'll tell you that. As I've told you, just being out. I've been around enough players, so but he's the most popular player we have by far.
yeah.
It's crazy that Schoen was basically laughing about this. I'm not going to guess what was in his head and why he thought that was funny, but it wasn't an encouraging look for the top football decision maker. 1 year later, Barkley was hoisting the Lombardi Trophy with the Eagles. Not only did his loss make the Giants clearly worse as a team, it helped the division rival win a Super Bowl. I genuinely feel for John Mara, as he knew the right thing was to not let Barkley get to Philadelphia. As Saquon later said, he felt the Giants were saying, "You can go see what you're worth, and if you're worth that, we'll see if you're worth it and maybe we'll match it." That was exactly what Schoen was indicating in the public phone call with the frustrated running back, who said, "I already told you where I want to be." Barkley also later said that was his only conversation with Schoen, and that he was super frustrated and didn't understand why Schoen was laughing about it. Basically, to sum up that situation and put it simply, the Giants let their best player go over a very small percentage of the salary cap. Bill Belichick put it perfectly, as sort of only he can, saying for a couple of $1 million they could have kept Barkley, but instead they got a guard or something, I don't know. The way Schoen handled Barkley basically encapsulates his tenure with the Giants to this point. He very simply didn't know what he was doing. Now briefly to the quarterback situation. You see how Daniel Jones is playing now with the Colts. He was obviously a scapegoat for the continued struggles of the regime, which wasn't right at all and arguably continued a theme of disrespect and ignorance. Just listen to and watch how Jones's former Giants and current Indy teammates rally around and respect him. Jones aside, let's move to the Giants' current quarterback, rookie Jaxson Dart. There's a lot of optimism about the first-round pick, who has no doubt given the team some juice and energy they were in need of. However, it remains to be seen if he can ultimately become a sustainable franchise quarterback. Though he was fired, Brian Daboll did a great job in building the offense around what Dart is most comfortable with. That includes throws and concepts Dart used at Ole Miss, and a lot of running, both design runs and scrambles. Unfortunately, Dart has been checked for a concussion 4 times already, including the preseason. The way Daboll acted trying to get Dart back in the game in the Thursday night win over the Eagles, barking at the doctors checking him for the concussion, was a terrible look on multiple levels. There's the player safety element leading to the fines from the NFL, but also what does that say to the rest of your team when the head coach acts like that, as if the backup quarterback, in this case Russell Wilson, and the team can't win unless Dart is in the game? Daboll put so much on Dart and couldn't love him more as a player. Ultimately, this became a little reckless, and the injuries to someone the organization is now very optimistic about as their long-term quarterback might have essentially given them the green light to fire Daboll. However, the since-fired head coach was without question the one who drove the selection of Dart in the draft. During the exploration of a trade back into round 1, Schoen didn't sound convicted at all in the Ole Miss product.
Like, nobody's going to remember a third-round pick if you're right. So you guys are convicted in him. You believe in him. We did the process. He checked all the boxes. Let's fucking roll the dice. Roll the dice.
Telling Daboll, if you're right and you guys believe in him, you're convicted in him. Again, not to get in his head, but it was clearly almost as if to say this is your pick. Again, I'm not saying Dart is even a definite hit yet. It'll be interesting to see the next coach and offensive scheme, as Daboll truly might have been the top guy for Dart to have success as an individual. But is Dart the main reason Schoen wasn't fired with Daboll? If so, that looks pretty messed up. Back to the direction of the roster, I must say their overall approach and competency wasn't very inspiring during the offseason Hard Knocks. Without getting too much into the weeds, the significant stress Schoen showed the night before the 2024 NFL Draft really said a lot. Frankly, you'd think someone in the position of NFL general manager would be prepared and confident. Schoen's demeanor, paired with the decisions made over a few years, have left a lot to be desired so far. They've let the wrong players like Barkley, McKinney, Leonard Williams, and arguably even Daniel Jones go. The draft classes overall have been more missed than hit and have not come close to making up for the losses to this point. That said, people can grow and improve. Maybe Schoen sticks around, gets great scouting input around him, and becomes a top general manager. We've seen maligned GMs turn things around, and I don't want to just say Schoen is totally inept and that's all there is to it. I don't think Giants fans are willing to wait to see, though. The pressure is on, with many fans and the New York media calling for Schoen to be the next to go. The announcement of Daboll's firing stated that Schoen will lead the search for the next head coach, but things can change, as we saw last season with the Jaguars. Unless the Giants win a stretch of games over the final several weeks, which seems unlikely, look for them to be searching for a new GM along with a new head coach in 2026.
I saw on Fox over the weekend, Julian Edelman sort of asked Jay Glazer, like, the GM is staying, like he was shocked. And I think that's the thought of a lot of people, not just Giants fans right now. Off-season Hard Knocks 2 years ago was pretty tough to watch, and it's unfortunate that presumably we won't get that series again because of how bad the Giants looked. So I think we were pretty fair in this assessment, but feel free to let me know if you think that's wrong. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.